Good morning and thanks for joining us on breakfast this morning. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Today is a very wonderful day. It's the 9th day of April 2025. The month is running, the year is running. But do not panic. Take your time, do the needful, and move in your own pace. On the show this morning, we'll be looking at what a federal lawmaker said. Aline Dume accused Tinubu of sectional appointments, cites constitutional breach. And we also are going to be looking at U.S. slamming Nigeria's import restrictions on agricultural and pharmaceutical products. Now, we will, as usual, bring you top trending issues, that is some headlines that caught our fancy in the last 24 hours, and then after that we'll bring you the fresh headlines from some of our national dailies. What are those headlines that made it to the front pages of some of our national dailies this morning? We'll also be x-raying that. In the meantime, let's take a breather, look at the quote for the day, and continue from there. Today's quote is from Boniface, and it says, "Today is your day to start fresh, to eat right, to train hard, to live healthy, to be proud." Today is your day to start fresh, to eat right, to train hard, and to live healthy and be proud. Boniface gave us that quote. And like I said earlier, when I just opened the program, I told you today is a wonderful day, the 9th day of April 2025. You will never see the 9th of April 2025 in your life, no matter how long you think you can live. I'm sure you cannot live more than 1,000 years. Well, physical life, that is. And if that is the case, that means this is a very wonderful day, a day that you will never meet before, the day that you have never met before, a day you will never meet in future, rather, and the day you have never met. So you have to make the best of it. No regrets on a day like this. You can't dwell on regrets. You cannot bring back yesterday. You can only shape what the future is. Even then, you are not guaranteed that future. So make the best of the moment that you live, hoping for tomorrow. And if tomorrow comes, let your best behavior of today guarantee a tomorrow that will be good enough for you. So you have the opportunity. Anything that you think you've not been able to do, today is the day to start it. Anything that you're doing that is good, you think, today is the day to continue it and strengthen it more. Today is another opportunity, and like they say, that's why it's called present. It's a gift that you have been given. So whatever it is, don't dwell on the past, don't dwell on regrets. Just be optimistic that you can be better in everything that you want to do and you've set your minds to do. So today is still April, it's still this the beginning of the second quarter of the year 2025. So there's still ample opportunity to do whatever it is. But you know what? You cannot be tied to a physical calendar. To some people, the year is just about to start. To some people, the year is ending. To some people, whatever it is, whether it's because of religion, whether it's because of the geographical location or anything, you cannot be tied to a calendar. Tie your life to the kind of pace at which you can move, not a physical calendar and saying if you get to December and you have not achieved everything that you wanted to achieve, that's the end of life to you. It shouldn't work that way for you. So today is another opportunity to start afresh if you must. Today is another opportunity to resolve to do better for your body, for your physical life, your spiritual life, whatever it is, your business and anything there is. So take that opportunity and do better. Okay, we'll move to the first top trending issue right away. And a former Minister of Lands and Housing, Chief Nduese Essien, has condemned political empowerment programs in Nigeria, calling them wasteful cover-ups for decades of government failure. In a statement released in Uyo, ASEAN described these schemes as ineffective, undignified handouts that do not address the root causes of poverty. He urged politicians to focus on creating sustainable opportunities like access to loans, land, stable electricity, and supportive policies. ASEAN argued that true development comes from governments providing infrastructure, investing in human capacity, and fostering job creation, not distributing foodstuff and cash. He cited examples of countries like Brazil, Bangladesh, and Rwanda that have implemented more structured and impactful social support systems. According to him, what Nigerians need is dignity, not dependency. The elder statesman also criticized Nigeria's ministries of humanitarian affairs for alleged corruption and failure to uplift citizens. He called for governance reforms, accountability, and a return to core legislative duties by elected officials. He said, and I quote, "Let us correct these mistakes and restore government to its proper role." End of quote. Well, a lot of people will not like what this man said because they are used to empowerment, and in fact, I don't know why they call them empowerment, because those are handouts. He was spot on in whatever he said. Check out all the developed countries. Where do you see people being handed down some things? You know, the economic climate, the business climate, and everything is what makes the people to prosper. Their job creations and all that. If you come to Nigeria, what they call empowerment is not scholarships. It's not scholarships. It's not training. It's not anything. They just go there, buy maybe 3,000 sewing machines, buy some things that you can use in a hairdressing salon and some other tools. And they give these things to people who are not trained. So the tendency is that right there on the field where they're doing this distribution, the people that they're giving these things sell those things and come back. And according to, if you read that statement from Ndwese Essien, he said that the same people who have been on the queue from 1999 are the ones that still come and stand on the queue, because they are the ones that are connected to these politicians, and they come collect what they are collecting, go and sell them, and then come back and stand on the queue as it is. Nobody is empowered to stand on their own. Economies do not grow by just handing out things. And by the way, lawmakers are not people who bring us that kind of governance. Lawmakers are supposed to be in the parliament making laws that will make the society better for us so that we can thrive in whatever business we want to do. He has talked about the fact that we need electricity, we need proper education, healthcare, we need all of those things that make a society work. And if we don't get that, handouts every day will not make Nigeria better. So check out how many people have become better because they were given these handouts. How many people, if you do an investigation, go and see the people who have been handed maybe sewing machines, maybe bikes, or maybe some other things in the name of handouts. How much have they used these things to better the society and even better their own lives? So if what he said would be followed, if you need to do an empowerment, for instance, and you want to give 1,000 sewing machines, select the people that are interested, send them on internship or something, some kind of training, even if it's for 6 months. When they graduate, give them the tools of the trade they have chosen. As simple as that. These people will stand on their own, make the money that they need to make and all that. And then you are in the National Assembly or wherever you are, making laws that will make sure that businesses of people like this will not fall. But you call people together, and I'm sure all the time it's people of the political party you belong to. You don't care whether there's a poor man somewhere. So long as that person does not belong to your political party, he doesn't deserve empowerment in quote, which means that is not governance. Governance is for the people. Once election has come and gone, there's nothing like party anymore. There shouldn't be anything like party. Whatever laws you're making, whatever thing you're doing is for the good of everybody, regardless of party. Party affiliations are just like, you know, someone going to a different kind of school, different kind of secondary school. I might go to one, you go to another, and all that. WAEC is the same. So when you get elected, it's like you're passing WAEC and you're going to take JAM. The JAM you're doing is the governance. We're looking at you. Will you fail? Will you pass that JAM? That's the question that you need to answer. So we've made our people look at lawmakers like they are the executive, like there are things we expect from them, so that once they do these things, we don't care. Some of them go to the assembly, whether state or national assembly, they don't utter a word, nothing. They never say anything. No law, no bill, nothing. And they just stay there for 4 years. They get some money, maybe they are part of the committees, and then they make a lot of money. Ghana must move from place to place, whether we like it or not, and then they bring that money instead of them doing something that will make the people stand on their feet, make the people strong enough, really, really empowered. They will now give us handouts, and then we'll be clapping for them. And as we clap for them, they'll go back again, steal more, and then come give us a fraction of it and all that. So in essence, we all are, if we call our politicians thieves, people who take our money, we all are culpable as well. We are the same thieves, because, you know, a friend to a thief is a thief, but a friend to a millionaire is not a millionaire. We know all that. So let's do better. Let's hold our people accountable. Let's look for a very favorable climate, whether for business or whether for studies or anything, and make sure that our people gain from this rather than getting the handouts that we call empowerment. We have become a government of palliatives, like a lot of people say. So why should we be doing that? Why should we need palliatives when we can create our own our own wealth as it is? I come to your house every day, you give me food, you give me money, but you're not giving me the knowledge to make my own money and cook my own food. You want me to be dependent on you. And that's what he's crying about on the program, in that statement, that we don't need what we call empowerment. This empowerment is not working. Just make sure whatever the people need is available for them to thrive on their own. And Nigerians are very hardworking. It's not that you come when there is a disaster, you give us 1 bag of rice for 30 families to share. Sometimes it's in cups. Milk cups of rice, and then we share 2 onions, 2 cubes of seasoning, and that's the end. It's a terrible, terrible situation we find ourselves, and we hope that there will be a generation of politicians that will think about the greater good and not be selfish. Now, a renowned economist, Bismarck Rewane, has warned that the recent spike in petrol prices may trigger a rise in Nigeria's inflation rate, which currently stands at 23.18%. I don't know where they got those figures. Speaking on a television program, he noted that while transport fares haven't surged significantly yet, food prices are already climbing, worsened by the planting season's impact on supply. Rewane, who is the managing director of financial derivatives company, also linked global economic instability to policy shifts in the United States under former President Donald Trump. He said the imposition of import tariffs and other protectionist measures have disrupted global markets, affecting commodities like gold and crude oil. Despite these concerns, Rewane urged calm, expressing hope that the U.S. will reverse some of its policy decisions ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. He described the current volatility as temporary, predicting a market correction once broader impacts begin to take hold. Well, that's being hopeful, that's having faith and all of that, and he said the United States may reverse that. What if they don't? What if they don't? What is the plan B that we have? That's what we should be asking ourselves all the time. America has risen up and they have sneezed. Now the entire world is catching a cold. When we sneeze, who will catch a cold? We should be asking ourselves this question. We are the giant of Africa by population, because other things the other governments are doing that are outstanding we don't find in Nigeria. But you cannot take away the fact that we are the most populous country in Africa, at least that, even though we know that some of these figures may be bloated and everything. In fact, a presidential aide a few days ago who himself had contested or wanted to be a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was saying that these figures are not correct because they are for political gains in most cases and all that. But that's not the issue. We still are very populous, most populous country in Africa, whether we are 250 million or we are 200 million or 180 million. As it stands now, we are still the most populous country in Africa. That gives us the numbers. And people tell us that Because Nigeria is so large, it's difficult to make Nigeria great the way it should be. Because if you tell them, we'll go to Rwanda and say some things, and they say Rwanda is small. You tell them another African country that is doing well, they say the country is small. Okay, go to China. China is about double as a population. What am I saying? Not even double. More than double our population. Go to India, the same thing. United States of America is more populous than we are. But guess what? Things are working because systems are put in place. No one person grows above the system, and that's what makes the place work. So now, America has done what they say they're doing. For whatever reason that they're doing it, we are now suffering, and we're hoping they will reverse it. What if they don't reverse it? Does it mean we, as a sovereign nation, will die because one other nation far away has said that they are going to give tariffs, they are going to impose tariffs on everybody in the world, which means every country in the world depends on America for one thing or the other. So what does the world depend on Nigeria for? If we now say we are not selling our oil anymore, do you think the world will cough? Do you think the world will be so adversely affected by us, by our decision and all that? And there are a lot of things that can come from Nigeria that will make us great. Why are we not exploring this? Why are we so fixated on what we can get from the oil sector, and that is all? What about other sectors that we can do well with? That's how sometimes we have something good and we lose it. For instance, the Malaysian government that came to Nigeria to study how palm plantations and all those things work. They went back, developed this. Today, they are the best in the world when it comes to palm. But do we have them anymore? These are things that sustained our economy before the arrival of oil, and we're not thinking about it. And even the ordinary agriculture, where we plant crops and all these things, to at least feed ourselves, we are not concentrating on that. And that's a very big blow. Now America has made their decision. If they don't reverse it, what is our plan B? That's what the government should be thinking about. We should have a plan B. Whether the American people reverse their policies or they tighten them even more, we should be very self-sufficient and be able to trade with other countries, if not America, and get what we need to get. So think on those lines and not just go back to the church or mosque to pray that America reverses their policies. It may never work. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the final top trending that we're going to take now. Ministry of Foreign Affairs has firmly denied reports claiming that Saudi Arabia placed a visa ban on Nigeria and 12 other countries. In an official statement, Minister Yusuf Tuga clarified that the Saudi government had discredited the viral memo making the rounds online, which falsely suggested visa restrictions for countries including Nigeria, Egypt, and India. The ministry explained that the only valid travel guideline from Saudi Arabia pertains strictly to the upcoming Hajj season. Tourist visa holders are prohibited from entering Mecca between April 29 and June 11, 2025. During this period, only individuals with official Hajj visas are permitted entry for pilgrimage. No general visa ban has been issued against Nigeria or any other nation. Citizens were urged to disregard the misleading document and avoid spreading unverified information that could disrupt travel plans. The ministry advised travelers to rely on official government diplomatic channels for the accurate updates regarding international travel and visa regulations. Well, I'm not saying anything about this. We've had occasions where reports like this have come and government said it's a lie, and then when you go in reality, it is the truth and all that. So were there restrictions or were there no restrictions? That's the question. And from even that statement, at least some sections of Nigerians have been restricted in some way. So what is all the talk? So let's just leave that matter and see what the coming days are. We hope that Saudi Arabia will not come out like they came out the other time to say, oh no, what your government is saying is not true, because that's happened before. So let's just watch out and see. I don't know. I don't have the information that the federal government has and has debunked what they call rumors, or what they call fake stories or fake news and all that. Let's see what happens. We hope that really the news we heard was not the way it was, But if it was the way it was, we should ask ourselves why we should be on that list of the people who have restricted access to Saudi Arabia. Whatever it is, we hope that it will not disrupt the plans of Hajj this year, because a lot of people may have planned so much to do this their spiritual journey, and it will be devastating to them if it does not happen. So whatever the news is, let's hope that these restrictions will not affect us adversely. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll be looking at the papers. Stay with us.